Okay, back. Phelan Pub, and we are here with Ness and Previous. Go
Hello,
ahead and to introduce yourself.
I'm Ness and I play jungle for Digwar. Hello everyone.
Uh, I'm Previous, and I'm the former jungler for Radiant Esports.
Okay, so we're gonna here to talk about well, this last week of Phelan Gaming. But before doing even jumping into that Previous, tell us your experience kind of on Radiant and how you felt Division 2 was, because you guys played 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the whole thing with Radiant was kind of unlucky, I guess, and it's very demoralizing as a player that's kind of fresh into the kind of scene, I guess, to be part of an org, to have all that, going on. I think as Division 2 as a whole, I think it's a really good sort of idea to do this, especially for like players like myself that's kind of quite new. Because I mean, obviously, I've got to know a lot of people from doing it, even though I've only been there for like 3 weeks sort of thing. So I guess like Division 2 as a whole, kind of for players like myself especially, is just really, really sort of good.
Yeah, right.
And yeah.
So you are new. You have never played competitive League of Legends. This was your first year.
Yeah, well, I've been on like smaller sort of teams just for a bit of fun sort of things. This is kind of like my first like actual kind of national.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, right. And well, if you don't want to say anything more, because I understand the situation was kind of complicated, I guess we will just jump into. Oh wait, I need to put the here. Oh, let me here. Beep. Oh, I have to edit the background picture because it's still saying Phelan Gaming versus Radiant Esports. I should like go to Photoshop and actually change that. Uh, because I'm so lazy. I will have to remember. So let's talk about this like this week 5 games, which I just can add them. So you guys can see it. Let me come here. Yeah, here we go. So first game was New England against Radiant, and as probably everyone knows, Radiant didn't play, so doesn't matter. New England gets a win. That game, Newcastle Jaguars against Phelan Gaming. Oh, that's us first. Okay, I guess I will have to talk. Uh, it was a 1-2. Basically, well, you guys can actually check. You have the link. I will,
Yeah.
I will give it to you anyway, just in case, and you can just check the games. I'm guessing. Let me do like this. I can do this, and you guys can check this here. Okay, so we have a first game. We went with Shen top, Skarner jungle, Talia mid, Tibir Morgana bot lane. An enemy went with Makai top, Olaf jungle, Ryze mid, and Tristana Karma bot lane. So for us, we were really like we did not expect Talia to be open because most teams just ban her against us because we have just been spamming her. As I believe that Talia is the strongest mid laner, we have just been spamming her. They left Talia open, so we went for it. But enemy decided to camp mid, so yeah, the Lux kind of tilted early game, and basically out of that, we entered the early game and we played really bad mid game. Lucky for us, the enemy team was unable to probably close the game, mainly because they kept kind of running mid and trying to take mid, and they didn't probably manage the side lanes, and that resulted into us just wave clearing with the Sivir and the Talia. Because we have also two globals, it was kind of easy to defend with us because they didn't try to kind of force side lanes pressure or anything. I mean, also their comp wants to team fight, but it's kind of hard against our team. Basically, just go to the point where Sivir is super like fed, has full build, Talia has full build, and if I'm not mistaken, we just get a pick, and from that we just run the game and win late game. So kind of a really messy game from us and the enemy team. But yeah, that was kind of what happened. Then we jumped to game 2, where I think it was kind of my bad because I left Trundle open. The reason why I left Trundle open is because we were more afraid of the Sion support or the Olaf rather than the Trundle, so we gave them Trundle. But PFI was really comfortable with that champion. And of course we picked Grace, but it didn't really work out. We also picked the Karma mid, which is not something we have been practicing too much. And overall, we did not do a good job again. Even though we get the we hard prioritize the Caitlyn over any other ADC, but overall we failed to execute the comp because our comp really needs to win early game, and late game is just going to and get all the skill. They picked the Aloy, and we kind of tried to abuse that, but we were unable, so we just lost the game. And coming to game 3, actually something really interesting happened because when you're playing a best of 3, you can create this like your own meta game, right? And what happened here is Sivir got like the highest priority because we won with Sivir game 1, they won with Sivir game 2. So Sivir became like the first pick for the enemy team. They were blue side because they were higher seed. And it is super interesting to see how Sivir went from like 4 tier to like top tier. And because I knew that Sivir was going to be super strong like in the pick orders, seeing game 2, how it affected, I decided to leave Kai'Sa open, basically test them to see if they prefer Kai'Sa or Sivir, and they prefer Sivir. Also, Caitlyn was open too, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, I left a lot of ADCs open, and we were able to pick Kai'Sa for ourselves, and we were able to pick Talia over again, and Braum to counter the Sivir. And actually, the enemy picked Irelia, they picked the Malphite because we just wanted to go full engage. And what happened is that we lost early game because the enemy got like 4 kills into the Irelia, like 10 minutes or something like that, 12 minutes. And also, Azir forgot to buy items when he went to lane first time. So he was Kai'Sa laning against Sivir with no items, level 1. So that's not something you want to that's not something you want to see. So yeah. On the fuck, let me get back to the ESL. So yeah, that's not something you want to see. But the enemy made a mistake. They gave like 2-3 kills to Kai'Sa, and when Kai'Sa gets just 2-3 kills, she just gets rolling, and she's just going to hard stomp the game out of them because she has so much damage that it's actually insane. So basically, that was how we were able to win. They made, I believe that they made like 2 or 3 stupid mistakes. Kai'Sa was fed. We were able to just snowball that, and they just got tilted and lost from that. And we were able to win the match, and really happy because every single player was trying super hard. I could see how the Lax was super critical with all his mistakes. He was really trying to play his best, but first game was kind of tilted. Second game, he also made a critical mistake with bad like use of the Karma ultimate. That kind of maybe you could say lost the game, but not really because the game was kind of already over. Uh, Also Corner really trying really hard. Nolty, even though he had some problems, he was able to focus on the games. Same for Ryder and Bigo. So, really happy with how everything went from our part. And Newcastle Jaguars did a good, like playing the games too. I think it was a good, not the one that I will recommend watching because overall both teams just suck, like terrible micro game. But it was a fun series. Um,
Yep.
yeah, second game, you guys can see maybe here, it was Enclave against Hyper. What do you guys think about Enclave? Well, I already know what you think, Ness.
I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see the game actually. So I mean, I think they made some roster changes.
Oh, they did? On
Yeah.
previews, what do you think of Enclave?
I mean, I didn't really get the chance to play against them, unfortunately, because the whole breaking
Yeah,
apart
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I think they've got some decent players, but I don't know. I'd say they're a good team on their day, but I think they're not like a top team. I don't think, you know what I mean? So
Okay, on Hyperion Gaming, Hyperion Academy, sorry. Did you guys actually play it against them?
I played against them in the qualifiers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as much as I like the players in the roster, I really don't rate them at all. I mean, Radiant coming in qualifiers was like a solo queue team pretty much when they first joined, and we still beat them, sort of thing. So I mean, I kind of expected a lot more from them, but then when I played against them, they're really sort of all over the place, and I don't know. I just feel like Enclave Dust, the jungler, just doesn't really put that much pressure really on the games, if you know what I mean. I think he kind of rolls over a little bit, but that's kind of my opinion when I played against him, sort of thing.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So first game, we see here how Hyperion went for Darius top. That's interesting. Trundle jungle, Oriana mid, and Kaisa Brown. That's a really good lane. And then Enclave went with jungle is balanced. I don't know who that guy is, but it's Camille top. Then you have Alex in the jungle with Lee Sin. Capella Blanca. Wait, Capella Blanca?
That's
Okay. Echo mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Spanish. Basically saying it's a joke between LeBlanc and
White
saying
cape.
yeah, white cape basically.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Kind of weird to see this on UK. Then a ADC 1829144 Astrasana and Super Shen. Wait, what? Why is Skid playing Super
I
and
think
Alex jungle?
I think Capablanca is it's got Royals wins mid. I think.
Yeah, Royal wins mid or something like that,
Oh wait,
yeah.
Royal
He-
Windsmith is playing for.
Yeah.
He used to
Oh,
play for you guys, right? In the
yeah.
qualifiers.
He was our mid laner before. Oh, that's okay. That's super weird. Okay. Why is skewed support? I don't get. I seriously don't get that because skewed is better jungler than Alex. So well,
Yeah,
fair
they're
enough.
just playing for fun, so.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. It seems like it was kind of a close game. I don't know. I cannot see the gold graph or anything. Just based on kills, maybe it was. I don't know. Like team comp wise, Hyperion team comp is weird because you get the Darius and the Orianna, which is, they don't really have that much engage or follow up, so
Yeah.
the Darius can get in the middle of the fight. That's the main problem with Darius. He needs to get in the middle, but once he hits on the middle, he's super strong. He's kind of the same with Eloy. And they don't really have a way to put Darius in mid, so they kind of need Darius to be split pushing, but I'm pretty sure Camille wins the 1v1 later on
Yeah.
because Camille just does insane damage late game. So it's kind of a really weird comp. Also, having Kai'Sa, like Kai'Sa Orianna is good because Orianna is kind of a safe mid that can just balance the game. But they have the enemy team has Lee Sin, Echo, so the enemy team can hard abuse actually Kai'Sa, and they got the counter pick support. So overall, I think that they won based on team comp. I don't know what you guys think. If
I mean, I'm pretty sure they just kind of camped the Darius, I think, and just made it a 4v5. Yeah, I mean, like at least with the amount of
oh
kills he's
yeah,
got.
Darius is 2-7, yes, probably.
Yeah, I mean the
Oh, yeah.
massive amount of CC and early game pressure would just, it's 3 kills pretty much. So
Yeah, I
they
mean,
just
like you
dumped
said,
him.
like you said, their comp doesn't have any synergy.
Yeah, it's not.
The Oriana pick is not that good there.
I mean,
Maybe the Darius as well. Like, probably not a good pick there, to be honest.
like I'm fine with Orianna because it's like a super like Orianna Kai'Sa. I think it's a good combo because Kai'Sa needs to kill level 9 and Orianna
Yeah.
can just balance mid lane. So the problem I see here is that a Darius Trundle is not a good duo top like jungle top lane synergy. I think if you're picking Darius, I think you need a jungler with most CC. You need like a Skarner one, something that can just go top and help.
I mean, you can just see like how bad these teams are because I'm pretty sure he got the counter pick top lane, and he probably thought to himself like Darius is good into Camille,
Oh,
but
like
then again like you have to also think of the team comp. So
yeah, absolutely.
and he probably didn't think about that, and he just got the counter pick for his lane. But it's a skilled matchup in my opinion.
Like I think Darius wins the early game, but coming mid game, I don't know how it works. But late game, I think for sure Camille should win
Yeah,
that
for sure.
matchup. Like mid game probably is that point, right, where it's kind of more a skill matchup. Kind of, I'm guessing Darius is Camille is kind of close to Nar Camille in the sense that it's a lot about timings and lane control, like wave management. Um, and let's jump to game two. Let's see. Okay, so Enclave went with Gunplank top, Ranger jungle, Zed mid, like Zed really. Varus, Rakan, and the enemy went for Olaf top. Oh, that's super interesting. Listen, jungle, Talia mid,
Holy shit! The
Jaya,
support
Leon.
kills.
I feel like it's like what 11 or I feel like it's like a thing that's just going on here with the top player in Hyperion just gets dumpstered every game here. So every time he picks him, he just gets camped, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like that's what happened. Also, the Z thing is super disrespectful.
But the thing that I don't get is just I don't get how the Olaf died so many times against the GP. I wouldn't have thought GP would be able to put enough pressure on the Olaf. And I mean, Rengar isn't that great with ganking. I mean, top lane, yeah, you've got bushes, but you have to, have the wave pushed out for you to be able to even get in the bushes. So
I mean, to be fair, like whenever Olaf uses Q, Gambling can just like eat the orange to take out this low, and he just can just constantly poke Olaf with his Q, Gambling Q. So if you're a better player, I think you can control the lane. Like if you're just better in like
yeah,
skill wise. Well, in a fair matchup, I don't know how it will go. I don't know. But the Rengar and the Zed, that's where the disrespect comes.
yeah.
And they still
Yep.
won. That's actually interesting. Even though they like how Leona gets 11 kills, it's
I mean, I think the biggest question I've got is how did the Rengar build a brutalizer? That's the
uh oh, probably is because it's the I don't know how to call that. Well, the item that is basically the new brutalizer that you pick to go for like Yomus and Duskblade.
the cauliflower's Warhammer, is it? Or
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm guessing it's that just item. As there, but oh, and the virus went full AP. Oh, yeah, like AP virus is now a thing, but I don't think you go with that Rabadon's death cap. I don't think you pick that,
I mean,
or
I've been one shot there before, so
or avoid stuff
They
like.
they actually swapped roles. The Scud played ADC and
Oh
they
yes,
really carry played support.
Jesus.
yes, right.
Yeah.
Probably Skid was more playing support and asked.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the lower end of Division 2, as we can see, super professional, important matches. Uh, oh, next game, well, Axel against Digital Warfare. This is actually going to be more interesting of a game. So, game one. I will just let you talk, Ness. You were there.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just try to remember what actually happened. Cause
Well, I will just say the team cons.
oh,
But
okay. Yeah. So we were red side, and our plan was actually to leave the rise open and try and get the rise so we can just ban the Cassiopeia. But they actually ended up first picking the rise.
interesting.
So we thought to ourselves, okay, that's probably top lane. But we picked the Cassiopeia anyways because our top laner he can only play tanks. So well, he can play tanks, but he can't play mages. So
Yeah.
we picked the Cassiopeia actually, and then we actually realized shit that's first top, and then yeah, I mean it wasn't like bad or anything, but like it hurt us in the early game a bit.
Yeah.
And then like we talked through the game plan after the champ select. All we said was like basically all we have to do is don't int in the early game, and we should be able to win the game really easily.
Like,
So like the first blood was like at I can't remember now, but I think it was like 20 minutes into the game. First blood. So we got first blood, and then what happened was they seen two people bot lane. I was on bot side of the map taking the enemy's raptors, and for some reason, before I even went to the bot side, I got the vision on Nash, and I took the crab. So we had full vision on Nash, and for some reason they decided to rush Nash. Like it was really really weird. So like we just literally ran there, and they killed like they killed one of our guys, and then we just full aced him, I think, and then we got Nash, and then we just ended the game literally off the first Nash. That was pretty much it.
it was,
Like
I'm guessing it
we
was a
just grouped
30
up and
minutes Nash, right?
yeah.
Okay, but
Um
so,
yeah, I mean I think it was like 20, 28, 27 minutes into the game we got Nash, yeah.
and like clearly you outscaled the enemy because you have better
Yeah.
front line and everything. So maybe they thought that they needed to force something, but they weren't able to do it.
Yeah,
So
I mean it was pretty I don't know, I don't know what was going through their minds because like we had the crab so we could see like they're on Nash, like, and the crab was like actually running out. If they just waited a bit they could have actually, done it. But yeah, I mean it was an interesting game actually, but yeah, we just followed our plan and it worked out, I guess. And
and maybe
yeah,
Excel was nervous when it came to playing more of this mid to late game, right? And didn't execute properly.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we like literally we didn't make any mistakes. No, no, like each team, like Excel and us, we didn't like do anything the entire game until like 15 minutes into the game. It was like just AFK farming all game. It was a pretty boring game to watch actually.
That's actually kind of bad, right, for Excel because they clearly want to.
Yeah, that's why we said like let's not fight early game, and then we completely just
But
like dominate the game.
were you able to constantly stop them from making plays, or they just did not even try?
Yeah, I mean, I literally all I did with the Kazakhs was focus on getting vision on the bot side of the map, and because like top lane is like whatever, even though they got the first blood turret top lane, it didn't actually really matter that much. So yeah, like I completely ignored top lane and just get around mid and bot where our scaling lanes are, and yeah, that's what we did.
Okay, so you think that Excel wasn't able to properly force fight coming into mid and early and mid game that the team can requires, rather than you guys stopping them constantly.
Mm.
They were indecisive rather than.
Yeah, like we basically every like 2-3 minutes I kept saying to my team, "Are we strong enough to fight yet?" And they would say to me, "No, I need this item." And then we just keep farming, and it got to the point where I said, "Can we do stuff now?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we can do stuff." That's when we started looking for fights, and yeah, that's how we won the game, really.
Interesting. And because both of you are junglers, can you talk about a bit the Kazakhs and Olaf? Like, what do you think of this matchup? Like Kazakhs into Olaf. Have you played that matchup a lot, or?
Yeah, I mean, I, I mean, Elof's one of my sort of best, well, my more preferred champions to play overall. I mean, from what I've played and from what I've played against, like the Olaf pretty much just dumps us the Kazakhs early games. You just
Yeah.
really invade sort of thing. I mean, you can literally just take over the game purely from just invading because you can put him behind like 4 or 5 levels. Of, if you do it correctly with the whole team behind you. But I mean, I guess the problem really is that I want to say that it's the drafts, to be honest, for the XL team. Got so much AP damage that, like, I mean, Banner of Command from the Maokai is just so good, you know what I mean? And just getting
Yes.
Victorize just denies all the CC and everything. So I guess, like, even if you do get ahead with that Olaf match, you just kind of like your team loses it for you purely the draft, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally what we said. Like, we shouldn't fight the Olaf, and we didn't do that. And yeah, we knew like for a fact late game Olaf was going to be completely useless against our team. So yeah.
You agree with
But
what he
there,
said
yeah,
about?
yeah, I agree with him. Like, yeah, Olaf just destroys Kazakhs like pretty much like all levels, to be honest. 1v1, but like, yeah, yeah, he's a lot stronger than Kazakhs. Unless the Kazakhs is like super fed, then yeah. But
Yeah,
if it's even, then Olaf just wins that straight up.
I
I
like
think
Cam clear potential. Who has the faster clear? Kazakhs
Olaf
or
has the
by
Olaf?
far,
fastest.
yeah,
Yeah.
So he just gets full control of early game to do whatever he wants.
pretty much, yeah. I
But
mean,
the
the only
thing is,
reason,
yeah,
the only reason you could possibly kill the Olaf is purely if you either collapse on him invading you, or if you, for somehow in a miracle, just outplay him as a Kazakh and he misses all his axes. The only way you pretty much kill him.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean, he couldn't invade me, to be honest, because we had mid lane and bot lane. Didn't like have bot lane pressure, but the lane was even, so the enemy team didn't actually have their lane pushed into our turret, so our bot lane could move and our mid laner could move as well. So I chose to play on the bot side of the map because Ryze just is just gonna shove in the Maokai and he can invade me on top side, which he did. Which like he invaded my top side of the map, took my raptors and and golems, and got top turret. But I just traded that for the bot side of the map. So you just have to play it smart, to be honest.
and the enemy Olaf is the clone Sky. That's stand, right? If I'm not
No, I
mistaken.
don't think so.
No,
Oh, no,
Tent's not on Exile anymore.
oh, okay.
I
So
think he's got a free agent thing up on Twitter. I think.
oh, that's interesting. Well, a lot of people are putting like they're looking for team, but coming for the Nexus split, even though they are still
Yeah.
in Div
Yeah.
2. But any consideration, let's just say this Olaf. Did you think that the Olaf was able to properly play the matchup and to abuse? Or it was the enemy not probably going for the plays together as a team? It was a communication problem from Axel, or the enemy jungler not being good enough to punish you with the matchup? What will you think it
I
was?
think basically basically okay, like the teams, both teams have every single player is like the same skill, like level, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes, yes, I understand what.
Like when our mid laner has pressure all the time, he can't invade me. It's impossible for him to just walk into my jungle and try to kill me. He can't do that. And the other thing is, he was just AFK farming the game, so that's the other thing. Like the thing is, what he was doing was, yeah, I was CS down like 10 CS, something like that. But like I was providing vision for my team, and he wasn't actually doing a lot that game. He was just like farming all the time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, maybe it's
Yeah.
his fault. It
Hmm?
probably is his fault, but like, yeah. I don't
Okay.
think he could have done much because like I had constant vision on bot side. Every time I trinkets, every time I had a pink ward, I'd place it bot side, and he just couldn't do anything. The only way that he could have, which he did, which was literally go top lane and do stuff top lane, which yeah, he did do that, but it just I don't think it's beneficial for them to be camping a Maokai, which is just going to be as useful late game. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So let's just go to round two. Well, game two then. Okay, I will just say the team console. So, Axel was blue side with Sai on top, Trundle jungle, Azir mid, which is the build is special because he loves Azir, Jin, and then Lulu. And for you guys, we had like
we
Swain
we
top,
we entered this draft actually.
uh, Gragas jungle, Talia, Caitlyn, and Thresh. Okay, so tell me how the game went.
Like, okay, so we made a mistake of first picking the Swain because, like, we thought our top lane would be comfortable on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which he can play it, but like he can't play to the level where it makes a difference in the game. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So we went for this, and basically it allowed them to just pick Trundle, and basically that makes them think, okay, they're gonna probably have this mid or top, and because we prefer the Swain top lane, which they probably know this, so they're probably thinking, okay, he's gonna have to pick a tank jungle. So I'm just thinking to myself, fuck, I can't actually pick like Graves or Kane into Trundle because it's just we're not gonna have any front line. So it was like a panic pick. I was like, shit, I'll just pick Gragas, fuck it, you know.
I
Just
see.
like last 10 seconds, like okay, I'll go Gragas, and yeah, like the early game was like really bad by me as well. Like I I wasn't actually focused that game. I was like doing my blue buff, and I realized how slow Gragas clears. I was like, holy shit, this is so bad. And fucking, I did my blue into wolves, and as soon as I turned on to red buff, fucking Trundle was there waiting for me. So he burned his flash, I burned my flash, and like I had to go back bot side because I only had one camp up, and I had a ward on my red buff, so I knew he wasn't there. But as soon as I went back at my red buff, he was there, and then like mid had pressure, so like the Azir followed, and they got first blood on me. And it was pretty over then because our game plan was to give our bot lane pressure to get the early turret, and we didn't manage to do this because we didn't have the jungle pressure from me. So yeah, the game was just totally fucked from there actually.
Okay, so you think that it was more of a draft problem?
Yeah, it was a draft problem, but I could have played around it. Like I could have actually said to
Yeah.
myself, okay, he's probably gonna start topside because it's Sion versus Swain, and we have a Caitlyn fresh, so he's probably gonna start red buff. So I should have started red buff in pathing towards topside, so I could have invaded on, and I would have gotten the early game clear, and then I would have been able to help my teammates. Yeah, that was my bad.
I see. And how
Yeah.
was the mid lane matchup? Was Billy able to, because last I was talking about Billy against Vango, so was he able to hold lane, win the lane, get the pressure? How
I
you
mean,
felt like this entire
which one? The last game, the first game, and the second game?
yes, first, second game.
Okay, so like for example, on the first game, the Cassiopeia versus Karma, like Vango had like whole pressure that game against Beely, and for some reason I don't know why, but their jungler didn't get Beely blue buff level at the second blue buff for some reason. So Vango had blue buff on Cassiopeia, and he was just able to like push her 24/7. Like he wasn't able to do anything with Cassiopeia on blue buff, and he didn't have one. So I don't know why they done that. It was quite interesting, and yeah, like there were no like solo kills or nothing. But in terms of CS, like Vango was up like 20 CS, 15, 20 CS. So yeah.
Okay, and second
I,
game?
yeah, second game was like more equal because no, Beely didn't get first blood. No, Tron got first blood. But yeah, the second game was more equal towards Beely because they had the pressure. So yeah.
Previous, what do you think of this draft and jungle matchup and everything?
I think I kind of agree with it was more of a draft problem. I mean, I absolutely love playing Gragas. It's a really fun champion to play.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that right now his clear is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
Like by the time he would have cleared 2 camps, Trundle would have got 3 camps, and then
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, like, Trundle's so good into tanks anyway, and the fact of like you have to burst him down to be able to kill him, like before he, otherwise he just ults and just kills the rest of your team.
Yeah.
But I mean, Gragas kind of lacks a lot of damage, especially like I mean, until he gets a lot of buffs, he's kind of useless at this point. And I guess kind of into that matchup, like Trundle, if Trundle gets ahead, he pretty much stomps junglers, and it's very difficult to kind of stop him from just walking and just taking everything. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah. So obviously the jungle was immediately kind of lost there. I don't really I don't know why people keep like playing Lulu with Jhin, to be honest. I don't know, it's something I've kind of
Yeah, that's what we said when Champs League was over. we're like pretty sure that's really bad. And
Yeah.
it doesn't look good. So
Yeah. I know Beely's known for his year, and obviously Cyan Top's kind of just a free one anyway. But yeah, I think the draft for Exeter was a lot better, apart from the Lulu probably. Yeah, I think that was more just purely because the general matchup was just so one-sided, purely because of the champions. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And let's jump to the final game, game 3. How was this game? Really low kills, I see. Probably because both teams were like super nervous, right, to make a mistake and lose this because this was an important match.
Did you see the game?
I couldn't. I asked
Okay.
Flappy stream it, and I asked him to see.
Yeah, you should have seen this game. It's fucking insane, right? Uh, yeah, I'll start from the beginning, anyways. Like, so because they were first seed, they chose to go red side.
Mhm.
So we had first pick. So we pretty much did the same bans as the last game, which I think I can't remember for sure, but it was Rise, Camille because they're jungler and top lane plays it, and then the last ban I can't fucking remember now. But anyways, like they I'm pretty sure they first picked Sion because Fastlight plays Sion support as well,
Mhm.
so it's a good first pick for them. So second pick. We first picked Caitlyn and they picked Sion and I can't remember. Oh yeah, Kaiser, Sion Kaiser,
Mhm.
and then we banned Trundle. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, we
Okay.
took Olaf and then because we said to ourselves like we want to play a tank top lane. That's the way our team goes. Like that's the way we're gonna stay.
Yep.
So we third picked the Ornn straight away,
Yeah.
and so yeah, it was Caitlyn, Olaf, Ornn, and then yeah they picked Graves after Ornn, and then yeah they just picked Azir. No, they picked no. Did we get the yeah they get the counter pick mid, yeah. Or do we? I can't remember now.
I think Zoe wins against Azir because of the range, but I'm not.
Yeah, okay, we get the counter pick, yeah. So yeah, we picked Alistair, and then yeah they picked Azir and Braum, and then yeah we picked Zoe, and then yeah like the early game was like pretty even again. Is like these games are like a lot of pauses for some reason. I think their support was like ill or something,
Oh, okay.
and so like the game actually paused at like a really really good situation for us, and so they paused it, and me and Vango were like shit, like we can kill this Graves right now. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let me just finish my grump. So I finished my grump, and Graves was taking crab on top side, and literally I popped my predator and I chased him. Vango was there, like we got first blood on the Graves, and we got a few Drakes and that, and then they started winning team fights, so they got back into the game a bit. Like the Kaiser started getting a few kills, and then it started actually being like shit, we could actually lose this game. So it was on the Drake fight, the Mountain Drake, and we were fighting. Everyone was really low HP. Like I was low HP, mid was low HP, like EC was low HP, except our top laner. He was still pretty healthy, and we like our mid and top had TPs, so they see like the bot lane is pushing towards us, and they're like, okay, let's go bot lane, and we're like, I'm like, guys, let's go mid as 5 right now. So me and Professor Zen, we made the call to go mid. We went mid, and it was like base race. So
See.
like we got mid turret, and the Sion recalled, and so the Sion was like trying to hold us, and for some reason the Sion like overstepped, and Zen just flashed Q'd W into us, and we killed him. And since we had TP, like we just said, okay, Adam, which is our top laner, just TP back. So he TP'd back, and he stopped they're pushing, and we just ended the game.
Okay, I see. So kind of
Yeah, it's literally
rush
base
late
race.
game. Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting. Interesting. Quite interesting to see.
it was
Uh,
so fun.
I just have to say I'm really happy with the Graves being picked because I have been saying that he was going to be meta for like a long time, like when the Trackers knife was removed, that he will be good in this meta, and I see teams are starting to pick him now. I think we were
Did
the
he?
first team to use it, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, did his damage get buffed? His R damage?
His early game
Yeah,
health and his cooldown on his
yeah,
ulti
like
went
this
down.
Okay.
this
Yeah, I
this
mean,
patch was a cooldown, but patches before he got
I,
an ultimate damage increase by a bit, not too much. A bit.
I've played Graves, and I don't know. It feels like he doesn't do much damage. You know?
I mean, I played 7 games of it today and I won all 7. So I mean, from what I can see is that when you get the warrior, it's great. When you get the black cleaver, it's great. But if you get rapid fire count on top of that,
Mhm.
that's when you really start to 1v5 the game, no matter what. I don't
Really?
know. It's that point. It's just you become this disgusting 1v5 machine. I don't know. It's weird. Even if you're behind, you just still like
Yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
everything.
I
So,
guess I guess Graves counters Olaf, does he? I don't know.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest.
he
so
does because he
so
gets
from what
priority.
Yeah, so what I've seen is that Olaf has a small period of time at the start of the game where he's stronger with a level 3.
Yes.
If he doesn't kill the Graves or doesn't get ahead there, pretty much Graves will just snowball the game and just destroy the Olaf.
Okay.
But I don't know, I'm looking at the draft, I was quite surprised the Grave went Berserk Graves. I kind of think that's kind of useless on Graves, because
Mhm.
you get
Yeah, I mean,
accuracy anyway, so
yeah,
it's...
like it's like you said, like we killed him level 4, so
Yeah, I mean, like, every time I've played Graves today, I've gone Ninja Turbos just because it's so good and he just stacks so much armor, you just become
yeah,
infinite.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, but I mean, like looking at the game, to be honest, like you guys kind of had to ban. I think you guys lost the game because of Brom. Because I mean, Brom into Zoe and sort
Yeah.
of Ornn as well, just literally just ruins that comp. You know, and the fact if you've got like an all-in engaged comp, but the fact if you've got no backup, like you'll engage, but you have no damage after it because the Brom just
Yeah,
blocks
that's
all of
right.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, it's like I said, we started losing team fights. Like holy shit, like that we can't kill anyone. Like they couldn't kill us, and we can kill them. So I started thinking shit like, if this Kaiser gets to late game, we're gonna lose this really hard
I mean,
because she's just gonna out damage us all. Like
when you have like Kaelin, Zoe, you're looking more for a Sage kind of team comp usually.
yeah,
But yeah, having Braum, which is really good at stopping Sages and Azir, is like really difficult to do. So this what you need to do. You need to abuse the long range sleep from Zoe and Kaelin traps to just catch someone because they are actually, yes, they have Braum and Sion, but Graves dies, Graves, Azir, and Kai'Sa kind of die quite
yeah,
easily if you catch them. So you kind of need the enemy to make a mistake, a misposition to probably be able to get priority in the mid lane and actually be able to kill. But overall, was a close game with just a base race rush. So you think it was more of a kind of a cloud fiesta that just ended up in a base race,
that
or
definitely wasn't. It wasn't a clown fiesta until both teams decided to base race.
okay?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty like it wasn't like a clown fiesta at all.
And
Like, but all 3 games wasn't. It was either one-sided or the other side. So game 1 it was our side.
mhm,
Game 2 was their side. Game 3 was like really even between us. We did have the advantage early, but like yeah, we haven't done the VOD reviews, but we will do so. But I was talking in the middle of the games. I was saying, guys, we have Zoe. We need to like siege. We
mhm.
can't just like straight up 5v5. And we went straight up 5v5. And we actually started losing the game a bit. But until actually we made the call to go mid S5 and just end the game.
And
It was pretty
and
insane.
because they were winning constantly the 5v5, maybe it was kind of their mistake to go for the base rise because eventually they will just win the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it was really bad by them because we had both TPs up, so we could just TP back to base, and like us three could just keep pushing, so and they can
That's
just stop their recalls. So yeah.
quite interesting. So yeah, basically this was the last game of Excellent Digital Warfare. And with that, if we go here, yes, we can see the standings. Uh, wait, like, oops. Well, better we just do it. It just works better, like that. So we have Digital Warfare first, Phelan Gaming second, then Newcastle Jaguars, then Excel, then Enclave, then New England. Somehow Radiant Esports is 7 and Hyperion is 8.
Oh wait. I mean,
Somehow this one team has a rank on Hyperion. I don't know how that works. But so after this first week, we have a lot of interesting scenarios because basically right now it's going to be about Digital Warfare Fleeing maybe Newcastle Jaguars to get first place. Excel is kind of out because they lost 2 games. First game they lost, it wasn't a loss. They had to FF, but now they lost this. So because of these circumstances, now Excel is maybe looking to get third, maybe yeah third place. I don't think they can actually mathematically get first or second. It's just going to be super
They will
hard
win
for.
against Newcastle Jaguars for sure.
They will win for. Maybe they can get
Yeah.
third.
I mean, we've scrimmed Newcastle Jaguars and we 2-0'd them straight away.
That's interesting. Okay, so basically now it's going to be a fight for first place between Digital Warfare Philion and Newcastle, where Digital and Philion are like the top contenders right now. And because Digital Warfare has better score differential than Philion, than us, what is going to happen is that even if we win against as Philion, we win against Digital Warfare. If we were to lose against Excel next week, because of the score differential, Digital Warfare, they suppose Digital Warfare wins against Newcastle and we lose against Excel, but we win against Digital. Digital Warfare still gets first because this score differential. So basically, what this is saying is Digital Warfare can actually lose against Finland, but Finland cannot accept any loss. So that's going to be super interesting coming to the next week to decide. And also, Digital Warfare Finland is the last game, like the last week. So,
scripted.
yes, that's what I was thinking. It's super scripted because it's literally going to be the last goal, babe. What do you think so far of the standings previews? Expected? No?
I'm really shocked that we're not last, honestly. I expect
Goals?
us to be straight up late place, but apparently even we can't do that. I honestly expected more from New England. I kind of expected them to be at least fourth or fifth. I didn't expect them to be, sixth. I mean, I also kind of expected XL to be a lot better, but they seem to be a little, how do I guess phrasing this a bit coin flip, if you get me? Because I think that they look amazing some days, and then other days they just look really tilted and they don't want to be there, you know what I mean? Newcastle Jaguars, I mean, I was kind of expecting them to be a lot better also, because I mean, I've played against them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in all fairness, we should have beaten them both times when we played them.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1, we were actually doing really well, and then Game 2, we actually tuned the entire game and then threw at Baron pretty much. But I mean, even us, we've almost beaten them, sort of thing. So I kind of expected better from them. I think Phelan, I think the way the rankings are right now is deserved, if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for Phelan to actually be able to win the entire thing, they need to be a lot more consistent and a lot less sort of clown fiesta kind of style. I mean, because the games that I've watched of them, there's a lot of fighting and there's a lot of unnecessary sort of plays being made, sort of thing.
Oh, yes.
Stop helping them, dude. Stop helping. Holy shit.
Yeah. Again, I played against Equal. I think they're a really good team as well. So I mean, it's going to be quite interesting to see,
Mm-hmm.
who's actually going to win. But I think right now, honestly, I think Dig War's just a bit better of a team, to be honest. But I think if Phelan just change a little bit about their, gameplay at least, and they'll be on par. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Billy's saying that they need to win like every single game to get top two. Yes, I think so. Like if Axel wins every single game, maybe like they could get top two, I think.
We'll make this happen for you, Billy. Don't worry.
So let's go with that part of the show. We just go for the next week. So Enclave, Dusk, Radiant Esports. Okay, guys, who's going to take the points?
Radiant.
Okay, then Excel Phelan Gaming. This is a really important match for us because Excel, I don't think they're just fighting for third place. I don't think it really. But for Phelan, it's like if we lose this, it's probably Digital Warfare confirmed first, like almost for sure. But what do you guys think? Who's going to win, Excel or Phelan?
It will be a close game for sure.
I think if Phelan
Yeah.
take a game, they'll take it the entire series. I think like as soon as they take a game, they'll take the series. But I think if XL beat them the first game, they're probably it's going to be whoever wins that first game. I think it's going to win it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think it's all about mental in that game.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Newcastle Jaguars against Digital Warfare. Who's going to win? Well, Ness, I know he's going to say Digital Warfare, right? Previous is going to be your job too.
I want to say Dig War because I think they're just a better team overall, to be honest. So I mean, I've played against both of them, so I think just by far Dig War's just a better team. I mean, I think macro-wise they're going to destroy Newcastle Jags. I'm not sure about solo actual players themselves, but I think macro-wise Digital Warfare is just a lot better of a team.
Yeah, I think that Digital Warfare will win too. I was thinking, if Newcastle Jaguars wins both games, and we lose against and we win against Digital Warfare, but we lose against Excel, or the other way around, we win against Excel and we lose against Digital Warfare, I think Newcastle Jaguars could get technically first. So the miracle run, I think it's still alive. I think there's a chance Newcastle Jaguars gets first. That will be like an insane actually story together. But yeah, I think Digital Warfare should win too. And then New England LoL against Hyperion Academy. Who's going to win?
New England.
New England. What do you think, Ness?
I'm not sure, to be honest. They're both quite equal, so again, I'm just gonna say close game. So.
Grand game. Okay. And then, kind of, if everything goes as expected, or for at least I think that we will win against Axel, or at least I hope, and the Digital is going to win against Newcastle Jaguars. So if everything goes like that, then it's going to be Newcastle Jaguars against Axel to decide who's going to be third place, and Philly and Digital to decide first and second place.
Did you know this, that the top two teams, like if you're first and second, we have to play a best of 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to win the tournament. So it doesn't actually matter if you're first or second.
Oh, I didn't. They told me that there was no player, so I was like, oh, we really need to win to get first.
Yeah, someone told me this. I can't remember who now.
Yeah,
I think it was it was someone. I can't remember who.
Pretty sure it's in the Premiership Discord they put in there saying, there'll be a playoff with the top two teams in the league in a best of 3, first place £500.
Yeah.
Best of 3 or best of 5?
Best of 3.
Yeah, best of 3, I guess.
I prefer best of 5 because the best of 3 is actually going to be
I think it should be best of 5 because we're already playing best of 3, so it's like
kind of a shame. So basically, if we win against Axel, we're just sure going to have the play. If you win against Newcastle and we win, we're going to be there. So basically, week 7, it's not going to matter at all between.
It's just going to be a scrum week.
Yeah, it's good. And actually, we're not like neither of the teams is going to really try because you don't want to give information to the enemy team. So it's basically going to be kind of a clown style fiesta because in the best of 3 in the playoff, you get side selection if you get first, right? So
I think so. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
could be interesting, like from a strategic like coaching standpoint. But because it's not going to really matter, and it's going to actually be given like to your to your standard enemy that you're going to face in a week, all the information about every single pick and ban thing. It's probably going to be more of a clown game where you know more of meta picks and more boring. Okay, so basically, okay, so that's interesting. So what we're looking actually is to maybe if Newcastle Jaguars or X can get into that playoff because that's what all matters at all. Okay, so it's not about getting first; it's getting at least being second. And both Newcastle and Axel can get there, they win all of their games.
Yep.
So it's going to be so even these two next weeks are going to be interesting and important, and also because our match score, I don't know if Axel has better match score than us. Oh no, because they lost. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, then okay, match score differential could be
They lost 2 games.
yeah,
Well, they didn't play.
yeah.
Default loss.
So this is going to be super coming. So previous because you are not in neither Philian or digital or anything. If you had to bet right now, who is going to win the playoff match? That from the first like four can play. Like it can be Newcastle, Axel, Digital Warfare, or Philian. All of them are able. Who is going to win? And I want actually the result. Who is going to be like the two teams are going to be in the final and the score? Come on, go ahead.
That's hard.
That's
That is
hard. Yeah, but come
because
on.
so
because it all comes down to which team like does the better practice, you know?
Yes, it's
Which
going to.
team becomes the better team at the end of that week into game time, you know?
Yeah.
It's like because at the moment I think like Digwar and Phelan are actually pretty equal. But then you got like Excel and like Newcastle, so
hmm
which are not far behind, but they are still a bit behind, but they could still catch up if you know what I mean.
Yes,
So
yes, absolutely agree.
so yeah,
who's,
it's like yeah, I think it's a bit hard to see who's going to win, but yeah.
who's
Us.
Excel and Newcastle Jags playing in the 2 weeks away, like their final games?
Let's consider that they kind of have the same lineup as right now. So, let me just tell to you which players are exactly. So, Newcastle Jaguars has Falcons top, play focus improve, jungle, Cartex mid, Hayam, Casper ADC, and Dandy support.
Hmm.
And then Excel, if we suppose that they are going to have the same lineup, they're going to have two Omari top and Clone Sky, hahaha, Jungle, Billy Mid, Fox, ADC, and Fazlect.
Okay.
Support.
Okay. So I think Newcastle Jags end up being fourth, and Excel will be third. I think the top two will stay the same. I'm not. I honestly don't know who would be first or second because I think right now how they are playing, I think it'll stay exactly the same except for Excel and Newcastle Jags will switch places.
Okay.
And I think the final player, I feel like it's going to be a 2-1, definitely. There's no way it'll just be a stomp. It'll be. I want to say Phelan will take it, honestly.
Interesting. Going with Phelan. And if I ask
Yeah.
you for the MVP players for both teams, just to make it more spicy, who's
Okay, I'm gonna throw a corner out Phelan. I think he's gonna pop off in a Shen or Malka or something. I can guarantee he's gonna solo kill the top finder. He'd be looking for that in every game.
Core? Okay.
I'll punish him for this.
Digwar, MVP.
I mean, you got the like the star player in Digital Warfare, so
I think Vango, definitely.
yeah, like that was
Yeah,
what I was suspecting.
I gotta go with Vango.
Interesting.
Vango's gonna kill me for this, but he knows himself that in those those games from Excel, he didn't, except the first game, the last two, he didn't play. He said it himself, so he's gonna flame me anyways. But he played it pretty bad, so just so you know, you guys are thinking like Mango is the star player, which he is. But even if he's having a bad day, we can still carry him.
Because so who's going to be the MVP, you think? If, supposing like again is Star Warfare against Phelan in a 2-1, it's going to be yourself
So for Phelan,
for Phelan and for your team.
okay, for Phelan, it will definitely be Vigo for sure. He is a star player in your team, to be honest. Not gonna lie. And for Dig War, like it either be Vanguard or probably this is for a lot, you know, so Professor Zen probably because he has insane like macro knowledge and he's insane at like just calling things that is like at the last minute he's like let's do this and it works. So yeah, like people don't see it. Yeah, his brain is insane.
Interesting. So if we suppose against this like Phelan Digital Warfare 2-1, VP for Digital Warfare Ness, absolutely. Yes. No, but
yeah, I mean I'll try my best for sure.
I didn't really can tell. Probably is buying Professor Zen too, because usually is a support. Like it will be between Professor Zen or you, whoever shot calls. But as you say, this Professor Zen, I'm going with him. And for Phelan, the MVP. Well, actually, what I'm going to say is different. The player that is going to absolutely decide who wins the series, if it's going to win like Digital Warfare or Phelan, it's going to be Other, actually. He's going to be the player that decides who wins the finals. If it's this like Phelan against any team in the finals, it's going to be Other. Quite sure that he's going to be the one that decides.
Okay.
And people in the chat, what do you think? You agree with the SIG with the prediction from previous that he just said here? I'm guessing.
Mike's gonna be very mad at you, mate.
I mean, it's Phelan Pub, so it makes sense to say Phelan is going to win. It's literally
right now.
it's literally our like pub. It's our stream.
We'll get kicked off your fucking pub.
Dara says Jax plays second with Phelan. Oh, that means that Digital Warfare ends up 3. That will be spicy. MVP Deluxe Fox. Interesting.
I do actually like Deluxe as a player. I think he's a really good player, in all fairness.
Yeah, he's a really good player. So Darius is actually saying that Digital Warfare is not even going to be the final. That will be sad, actually.
That's gonna be a heartbreaker if that happens.
That will be heartbreaking because they can win in every single game.
I'll shave my head bald and post it on Twitter if that happens.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Right now. Post it right now so I can retweet it. I mean, screenshot. Go ahead. And actually, you should make a picture of yourself now, just in case you are bald. Like, if you're bald right now, it doesn't...
There's a picture of me on Twitter anyways, so...
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I don't know if I follow you, so... Let me just quickly go. Yeah, I'm not ugly. I will start following you right now. Problem solved. Oh yeah, here's... Let me save image.
I'll do it, alright? I'll do it.
This is going to be... This is like... So, here we have as before the end of Division 2. We will see. Here you highlights.
I do not look good with bald head.
I really hope you get dumped in both your games.
Digital wins 2-0. Oh, Bangu is just going with the... We're going to 2-0 the final. Doesn't matter who are we playing against. That's interesting. Oh, the new tweet.
Vango. Vango is toxic.
Let me just actually. This is going to be also in the film.
I still think Radiant's got a pretty good chance, to be honest.
Yeah. No one is a team that no one is talking about. Is a team that can make the difference.
I mean, if they had a team, then yeah.
The
you know.
miracle run. I'm pretty sure if we I'm pretty sure if we hadn't have folded, I'm pretty sure we got like 5th place definitely, maybe even
Yeah, I
higher.
mean, we played against you guys first week, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like if you actually didn't felt like a bad team. Like it just, I'm not sure how to say it, but like it just
The Jinx
probably,
deck, yeah.
yeah, your top laner in ADC is just fucking, I don't know, they're just retarded people.
Yeah, we actually had in the last week we were playing, we actually had only Vixen, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I played with him before.
Really good player. But I think like the team we had like before all the spawn left it was actually so strong at that point.
Mhm.
I think we could have easily taken some of the teams. But it's been the problem we had was just we didn't have like a solid AD carry for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No staff or anything, which was quite unfortunate. So it's just a full on solo queue team pretty much.
The
Yeah.
production value, yes, as you can see here. Basically, this went from Phelan Pub to Bripabitsi, and Amnes, we shave his head. There we go, guys. This is the actual headline. If we come 3rd place, and what would you do if you go 4th place, actually?
Or
I mean, it's 3rd place and over, so I'll still shave my head if we come 4th, but that won't happen. I'm pretty confident. We'll either get 1st or 2nd, for sure.
Okay. After what happened, who's better, Billy or Bang? Oh, that's an interesting question. After that game, because I was talking
Oh my
about.
god. This question again.
I mean,
Why does it have to be Beely and Vango? Why can't it be fucking Ness versus fucking, I don't know, who's the other junglers in this league? I don't even know.
I mean, Billy is the most. I'm going to say overhyped, not because he's bad, but because everyone is just insane about Billy. We think like, yes, he's a really good player, but no need to go so hard on him. And then Bang also maybe a bit overhyped. I didn't like, not in the sense that they are bad. It's just people are talking too much. Whenever it's like Digital Warfare, everyone is like, oh, Bangu, and whenever everyone is actually Billy, I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to push that narrative. I'll be like, okay, let's just go Billy versus Mango. Everyone is making all FSL into Billy. Billy's like the face of XL, and Bang is the face of Warfare, and they face each other. So who is better? So come on.
I'm not gonna answer this. I've answered this so many times.
Bang is
And
better.
with like reasons and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you are right. Previous, you have to decide.
I'm second last in the league, mate. There's no way I can decide this. I don't know.
It's bloody play focus improves spamming me everywhere. I got MVP in first division Italy this week, so I answer that question. Bang and Billy both in the chat. Okay, previous, you have to decide.
I'm gonna like, if I make land, I'm gonna get hit or something. This could be horrible.
I mean, I don't like. I'm just gonna say this thing for a bit. So, I know Vango had a bad series against XL. I don't know if having a bad day as well, but with one, it's obvious that Vango's better, right?
Just Billy's vegetarian. Oh, that's an insane argument against him, right?
I'm gonna go with there's more Dig War players on this stream, so I'm gonna go with Vango.
But
that's the only reason I'm going for this.
Sorry, Billy. This previous has talk.
I mean, they're pretty equal, Both skilled levels. I'd say Vango's better mechanically, but
It has been, and now it's official. Actually, let me come here.
He's a vegetarian. Okay,
Uh,
if he's vegetarian, then yeah, Van go into it. Yikes.
Yeah, that means he likes with pizza, so
Yeah, that's disgusting. Can't
it's
have that.
disgusting.
Bitch can't have that. Pineapple with pizza equals bad player.
Yeah.
Again, production value going strong here. Right here.
And you got me in the middle.
Oh. Here, wait. I don't know. Fuck, it's so hard to be. There we go. Right. There we go.
Definitely me first. Come on. Let's
There
be
we
honest. Like, I have better mechanics and better knowledge of the game, so definitely me.
So, okay, what we need for you to be third place. So you need to, if Newcastle Jaguars needs to win for sure, and then we have to win, so you guys get third place. So
The only way to get third place is we lose against Newcastle Jaguars. I think, right?
if you lose against Newcastle Jaguars, then we have to win against you.
And you, yeah,
Yeah,
if
that's the
you win,
only way.
if you win against Excel as well, you instantly become first place. And then if we lose against Newcastle, we become tied. And then yeah, if we lose against against you guys, we become third. So yeah,
Yeah,
we have to win one of the games. So,
yes. So basically, come on, PFI and Newcastle Jaguars and Phelan Gaming United for a for a bigger cause. Make sure that and let's go bold. That's the headline. Newcastle Jaguars and Phelan Gaming unites forces. And well, that's basically kind of it. Thank you for being here. And anything else you want to say? As or previous? Anything? Any shoutouts?
I mean,
Shout out, yikes.
shout out
Shout out
to
Lady
all
in
my
this stretch.
my fans, you know, all my Twitter fans, you know, League fans, Digwall fans. We'll win this for you.
All the
Go.
digital warfare fans here watching the stream.
I will win the games for you, team. Trust me, I will hard carry you. 1v9 player.
Well,
No problem.
then he would just pick Olaf and just farm.
I fucking hate Olaf. Like I don't play Olaf much.
Oh, I love the genre.
But I'm gonna say, if you guys don't ban Kazakhs against me, it's pretty GG. Like, just gonna say it now. You have to ban the Kazakhs for you to have a chance at winning. Not gonna lie.
Interesting. Sharing information.
I've gave you some information for you to win the game. There you go.
Now, if they lose, they would just say because we helped them in the pick and
Exactly.
ban phase. It's a long con. Anyway, thank you for being here. It was nice to have you and to talk. In the last we're going only going to have 2 more weeks of Phelan Pub. Well, and the final maybe special. So yeah, thank you for being here. And yeah, that's kind of it. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for being in the stream too. Yeah.
See ya.
So.